We also former Chief Justice Maraga mwenyewe has gone to court to defend the Rose Njeri. I don't know, I think he's 19 years or something, who was arrested because apparently he came up with a platform whereby he wanted people to share their opinion about finance bill and to reject the finance bill. And you can see the battalion of advocates that had flocked the court to defend that young girl. There's something about Kenya that I love about my country, and that is activism. There's something I love about this country, and that is activism. In Kenya, everyone seems to be an activist. And before I go into the details, if you are here for the first time, kindly take a second to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a video, you will always be the first to watch. So kindly do so, and kama kawaida, I'll be back. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed, and for the return subscribers, manze, I really appreciate you guys. Nyinyi mnanijenga sana manze. I see you people coming, sharing the videos, saying all manner of things there in the comment section. Sometimes kuna tu wale wenye bado they feel like lazima wakutusi ndio watume point nyumbani, lakini I keep on asking you guys, let us discuss politics in a sober way. You don't need to insult anyone. If someone disagrees with the person that you love, take it as his opinion. Just wewe pia defend your person the best way you can, but don't use insults. Let's continue to building a safe community. I believe hata wao wanatumia matusi, they can still change na watumie lugha mzuri wakati when they are pushing their point. Anyway, as I was saying, there is something beautiful about this country, and that is activism. Kenyans have turned out to be activists all over. We are people that we speak our mind. We are people that we rise to the occasion when it's needed. We are people that we don't get cowed. We are people that we don't just sit and relax and let things flow. Everyone in this country are activists. The lawyers are activists. The judges are activists. The politicians are activists. Kenyans in general are activists. You get? Mama mboga huko dini are activists. You can see how people are brutal. Unaona vile wa Kenya, they rise up and stop policemen from all manner of things. They block the road. They do all sorts of things. This is, we just want to look, is it a good or a bad thing? This is the discussion I want us to have today. Is activism a good thing or a bad thing? But before I go into the details, here are some of the videos that I'd like you to watch, so that at least vile tunasemanga hapa tunapenda kuleta makalatas, we talk with some evidence. So watch the videos, na kama kawaida, I'll be back.
Being charged, in our view, she should be applauded for having done the work of Parliament, for the Parliamentary Committee, and the institutions which are there to receive views.
Remember, the suspect, Your Honor, is here because she has responded to a public invitation through the parliamentary website that obviously expects reactions from the members of Parliament. Public. That is therefore to ask, can that be perceived to amount to interference when Parliament has invited the members of the public to react to the finance bill?
Njeri was released on a personal bond of 100,000 Kenya shillings. Following her release, Njeri issued a statement of how she was arrested at her home.
To the police station, if there are any charges preferred against her, she will come to court and be judged. But being arrested on Friday, knowing very well that Monday is going to be a public holiday, was just meant to taunt her. We pray, Your Honor.
Because of the gravity of this matter, the fact that young citizens' rights have been aggressed upon, allow me to invite Dr. Camino, Senior Counsel, who can never be denied the right to address the court.
Hakuna kufungia watu wanaingia kutini, unafungia watu kwa namna gani? Yeah. Kama kuna mtu anamsonga leo unamshika. Bana funga mlango. Kwani Kenya itakaa namna gani? Utakufunga mpaka koti ya mlango. Wewe ofisa na hii ni koti kale mpaka usimame hapo. Kuna maji sekta pesa usimame hapo. Kenya itakaa. Freedom fighters. We are all freedom fighters, aren't we? Yeah, open for the freedom fighters to access justice. Maji tunasema tutoke, tutatoka. Lakini wewe askari hauna ruhusa ya kusimamisha watu wasiingie mahakamani. That authority belongs to the court, not you. Koti ikisema tutoke, tutatoka. Lakini si askari akwambia utoke kotini. This is a public hearing. It's not being conducted in camera. Funga mlango hii ni police station. Kwa Tanzania. Hapa si Tanzania hapa. Ya lazima wakubalisho waingie. These are public hearing. Kwenda kafunga mlango ya baba.
You have seen those videos. Isn't it wonderful? For me, this is wonderful. You can see that lady blocking that vehicle. I don't know, it was a honorable who was trying to alikuwa na try to nini to enter nini kupita kando ya barabara. There was a jam, and you have seen the lady was very defiant. She stood there still, and then there's that guy with that lorry came and blocked them from moving. Yani, Kenyans have turned out to be activists. Look at that lawyer, how he's talking in court, how he's calling out the police. Look at people who are complaining. Unaelewa? Look at Maraga, former Chief Justice, going to court to defend a young girl. Pro bono, because this lady, I'm very sure, he never paid for anything. Maraga is there. Kalonzo is there. Eugene is there. A battalion of powerful advocates and lawyers just to defend that young girl. The activism. If there's something that we were given in this country and we should always be thankful for, is the freedom that we're given, the freedom of expression. The freedom of expression. And then that freedom of free information, like we have, like information, we have, like there's that freedom of access to information. There's so many things that are happening in this country that, trust you me, they are beautiful things. I know most of you feel like, oh, this is too much. It is not too much. Because there are some things that tukilegeza, there are some things if we start letting loose, there are some guards if you lose, then the government at hand will take advantage and people will slide back to dictatorship and other forms of nini. So it is always good that we have to be vigilant over and over and over and over again. We have to be always vigilant. Look at even our media houses. They criticize the government boldly and nothing happens to them. They are not being shut down. Look at Standard. Standard keeps on posting. Standard's headline, manze, headlines are Standard newspaper. They always have something about the government. Their headlines are always fire. This is what we require. So those people who are saying that the country is going in the wrong direction, things are happening, nini, that we need to be there is no regulation that needs to be done. Let people express themselves so that government can be put in check. If there was something that we are given in this country that is beautiful, besides the leaders that we have who are kind of just wasting the resources and everything, was this constitution. This constitution has some safety measures that is making even we are the envy of other countries. Who would imagine that a whole chief justice, former chief justice, will go to court and defend before a magistrate? Lawyers. Maraga is an advocate, is an activist. Look at even that former Chief Justice Mutunga. This is a beautiful country. This is a country when people can't just sit and watch things happening. Ati waseme tu potelea mbali nini. We speak. You can see how Kenyans always stand up to the policeman in the traffic, in traffic light, in traffic and all other places. Kenyans are vigilant. Whenever they see something, they speak about it immediately. You remember when that activist from Tanzania was abducted? He was abducted and they were rushing him. Walikuwa wanamkimbiza wa cross naye border. Kenyans talked. Kenyans went on Twitter. Kenyans built a hatch. And remember, they were doing all this. They don't know this lady. Hawamjui. But just by the fact that she was being abducted, or they felt like he was being arrested in a way that is not right, Kenyans spoke up until that lady was released. That lady was abandoned before they crossed the border to Tanzania. So activism is a good thing, because it makes the government stay in check. You remember, even when there was so many abductions, people kept on calling out. Even Raila kept saying all this thing must stop, this, and finally it stopped. There were those who were released, and then unfortunately there were those who were never released, and everything. People are still following up. People are still asking questions. It clearly shows that in this country, you cannot get away with everything. That people will hold you to account. You cannot just wake up and get away with anything. Like you just do anything and then you get away with it. I can take these people. They can disappear with them, and that's it. Kenyans are vigilant, and that is a good thing. That is a good thing. You can see even that guy, that MP for Juja who was arrested. The government, the police has come out to say, oh, the guy abducted himself. But you can see how Kenyans are questioning everything. They're saying, no, these things are not adding up. And others are even going to an extent of investigating. Like, is it really true that this guy did this to himself? That is the kind of vigilance that we need. And we need to thank our constitution for that. Because these things were never there during the old constitution. But right now we are questioning everything. When things go wrong, we want to know why is this person doing this? Take him to court. And that thing, that word, hiyo constitution, that when you arrest a person, you should present him to the court in the next 24 hours. It was a very beautiful thing. In fact, Sasa, the court should go ahead and give an order that you cannot arrest somebody on Friday. Someone can only be arrested either on Monday to, because you are arresting someone on Friday and then you keep him in the cell for that Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and then you present him on Monday, which it is against their right, because someone should be presented 24 hours after being arrested. Yes, it is 24 hours. The designers of this constitution were very deliberate, and we need to thank them so much, because they have opened up this country. They have made us feel like now at least we have a leeway. People have a way of expressing themselves, because at the end of the day, government have to be put in check. And right now, because we don't have a clear opposition, the opposition have now become Kenyans and people who are taking up activism. Okay. We are putting the government in check, and which is a beautiful thing. Because if you don't put the government in check, the government will go rogue on its own citizen. Look at what is happening to the country of Tanzania. The government has completely gone rogue. The government has completely gone rogue. In Uganda, you could see Museveni apologizing with his wife, that sorry for all the atrocities we have done to you. It is pricking their conscience. And that's why sometimes I speak to leaders. You are not immortal. Deal with people knowing very well that whatever the things you will do, your children will live the consequences of your actions. Your generation will live to the consequences of your actions. Deal with human beings in a way that you feel like even your own child would like to live. Because look at people like Idi Amin. Where is family yake kwa wapi? Who talks about his family? Mtoto mgani wa Idi Amin will come here and introduce himself at yeni mtoto wa Idi Amin? Tell me who? Who will come and say, oh, I'm proud to be sijui mimi mtoto wa Idi Amin? Who? They cannot. Because they don't know the consequences of them admitting such a thing. Because there are some people who are still bitter with Idi Amin and what they did to them. The moment he reveals himself, he puts his life in danger. People like Mobutu Sese Seko, his children wako wapi? They whole wanaishi chini ya maji. They are hiding their identity. They are not proud. They cannot come out and say that we are proud. But a daughter of Thomas Sankara will come out proudly and say, me, I'm the son of Thomas Sankara. The daughter of Patrick Lumumba will come out and say, I'm a proud son of PLO, Patrick Lumumba. You get? Daughters of great people will always come out and say, the daughters of Martin Luther King will come out and say, the sons and daughters will come out and say proudly that this was my father, this was my grandfather. So leaders should understand that whenever you victimize people, whenever you use brutal force to control people, it eats your generation. Even if they will have wealth, they will never enjoy that wealth. It will eat their generation. It will eat your generation. Your children will never associate with you. So deal with people in a good way, so that whenever you go, even your children, look at children of Mandela. They will come out proudly. They will go any country and they'll get the respect that they deserve. They will be treated well because of their grandfather, because of their father, because of the legacy of their father, because of the good things that their father and their grandfather is associated with. So leaders should always ensure that you deal with people in the best way possible, so that you build a legacy for yourself, a legacy that will last to the generations that will come after you. Don't put a curse on your children. Don't put a curse on your grandchildren. Don't make them walk with shame anytime they hear your name. Your name is mentioned, because we are all immortal. At one point we will all die. That's the reality of life. And how you leave people behind is what will count. How the people you leave behind will live. How you treated the people that you are leading will determine how much the people you leave behind will live. Because some will never be proud. Some will never come out and mention that your name anywhere, because they don't want to associate with that one. They don't want to put themselves in danger. Because there are some people who are always bitter. Wanasema, this one, who president alifanyia 1, 2, 3. Maybe he killed my father. Maybe he brutalized my mom. Maybe they did this to my mom. Maybe they did this to my father. And he has hold that grudge. And then he comes and meets your child or your grandson. Some people are just myopic. They might just decide to finish that grudge with your grandson or with somebody. So you put other people, because when you're gone, you're gone. You will not be in power for long. You get? So it is upon leaders that if you are given a position of authority, use it well. Just use it well. Use it well. Whatever position you are, whether you are a policeman, whether you are a nini, whatever you are given a position of authority, just use it well. Just perform it according to the law. So that you make sure that if at watoto wako, because even if you are the most powerful policeman, utatoka. You are not the first one. People have been there. People have held that position and they have left. You get? So it is it is called upon leaders to make sure that they treat people well. And it calls about, and what is happening in Kenya, the level of activism and people speaking out and everything, it is a good thing. We are putting the government in check. Because sometimes the government, if they are not put in check, they forget and they start doing things that are not right. So the government needs to be put in check. And that one we all agree. Even our own president has said so many times, they need people to put them in check. So it is a good thing. Let it continue. Let's not stop. Let it continue. And so what do you have? You can share your opinion. What do you think about all this activism and everything? You can share your opinion in the comment section, but try as much as possible to remain respectful. As I always insist, do not insult anyone. Do not attack anyone. Try as much as possible to to share your opinion in the most sober way possible. Thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye.